Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Of OSBC television, Iliawiye Okebale Osogbo, and we are welcoming you to another edition of In the Newsroom, a program that discusses the current affairs and happenings in Nigeria and beyond. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola, and I have with me in the studio an analyst in person of Sunday Adediran. You are welcome.
Bumi, that's everything.
I'm good.
And to our viewers at home, I say good evening to you all.
Yes. On today's edition of In the Newsroom, we are starting with some cogent and some tangible matters or issues concerning Rivers State. That is, this matter has been on for a while and is still going on. And just recently, just now, just a few minutes ago, the governor of Rivers State, Similai Fubara, has been served letter of misconduct by the State House of Assembly. And we are starting with that. Sunday, let's start with how it all began in Rivers State and where they are now.
Well, the issue of Rivers State House of Assembly versus His Excellency Similai Fubara is not just starting. It began a few months after the installation of Governor Fubara as the executive governor. The former governor was his godfather, you know.
Yes, on Wiki.
Yes, on Wiki. You know, the Yoruba says, or let me use the English adage, you says, okay, he who pays the piper
takes the
tune. And Yoruba also said, "Ento difa fi egege fera." You know, we don't know. Or no, just to say, you know, if we go by what his predecessor was saying, that he was not among number 10 out of the contenders of that post then,
okay,
who should have been given the nomination. But he used his good office to say, oh, let's use this man. He's from a tiny ethnic group of is it Ijo extraction?
Ijo.
And they have never been, even among the Ijo, there are major ethnic group. But he was even
from the minor
of the minority.
Okay, minor of the minorities.
Minority of the ethnic Ijo.
Okay.
So, what probably as a result of a likeness, or maybe he thought he will be a listening governor. Okay. That he will be, well, anyway. That is another. Let me say this is going to be another topic for that day. That is the issue of godfatherism in politics. This is the end result. Now, you did not even pay for nomination form according to the former governor. You did not pay. Even among those who contested, he was the one that foot all the bill. And by extension, whatever he says, they should be listening to him. They should be given advice. Though there is more to it than meets the eye. Probably he wants to be controlling everything, and the governor will not want that. Once you don't want that problem, you shouldn't have even surfaced at all. This is somebody who stood by you when you were a civil servant as the accountant general of that state. DFCC was looking for you here and there. We kept him in the government house. But Wike thought, this is a payback time. That this is the person I have nurtured, this is the person I've guided, this is the person I've trained,
mentored.
This is the person I've mentored. At least he should be listening to me. And the governor said, for the interest of Rivers State too, you have made me who I am, but let me exercise my own authority. And mind you, the former governor of Ekiti State, Adeleke Fayose, during the inauguration of Fubara, he warned him, he said, Fubara, Siminalayo, you know, in a gesture-like manner, said, you have been installed as governor today, but mind you, you have to be loyal to the end. Don't look for wicked trouble. That was how he was saying it then. Don't look for wicked trouble. Wicked will fight you from the beginning to the end. The fourth, I mean, you know, at the beginning of the disagreement, the house reconvened, sensing, and the governor sensed, you know, you must have an in-house.
Of course.
Who must have informed him.
An insider.
An insider. First thing that happened was, there was a kind of explosion at the government house. What did the governor do? The governor pulled down the entire house. So there was no way for the house to, to sit. Look at, anyway, it's very,
now that
look, it's very saddening. Because of just explosion within the complex, then you now dismantle the whole building. Look at the amount you will even use, you will even spend to remove the rubble. Look
and
at
to rebuild.
No, to remove it is even costly.
Ordinarily.
Let alone building right from the beginning. So all this is wastage of taxpayers' money
and resources.
So the house did not have a place to reconvene. Then the president meddled into the affairs, advised them. They all went to the drawing board. They they continue fighting. Later we had, but the court said there was no evidence that 27 lawmakers defected. But since the court said there is no evidence of defection, so the 27 members loyal to Wike continued sitting, and the court gave them the power. So to cut the whole story short, as far as I'm concerned, Siminalayi Fubara was the architect of his own misfortune. It has just started. It's only a letter of they only wrote a letter to him.
Yes, a letter of misconduct.
Misconduct on certain areas. So it behooves on him now to answer the allegation within 14 days or so. So if he answered it, he might be exonerated. It might be.
But the house is not holding plenary for now.
They can decide. They can decide to sit at any time.
Okay.
So they can decide to sit at any time. It's just the beginning. It may be exonerated. The chief judge of that state we still have to do something on it. But I think the chief judge himself was planning a year vacation, I think. So the drama is still ongoing as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, concerning this very issue, the House served the governor and his deputy, that is in person of Professor Ngozi Odu, letter of misconduct. How do they, after all, Ngozi Odu is not really involved, she's not directly involved. Why is she served?
she is not directly involved, right?
Yes.
But she's in support of what the governor
Of course,
is doing.
he's our boss.
So it's, I mean, what terminology do the military use when a person is framed up in the coup? So he is collaborating with the governor. So whatever it is, I mean, it behooves on the deputy governor to advise his principal, though he may not listen.
Of course.
But people will know, she has advised her principal. But mind you, if she had advised her principal, the principal, I mean, the 3 or 4 man House of Assembly, then lawyer to Fubara, will have even impeached her.
Okay.
So she's
maybe they would have started from her.
No, the former 3 members loyal to him will have even sent her packing. So it means she's loyal to her principal. That is the executive governor, similarly Fubara. So what do you expect in that situation? So what do you expect?
Do you see him coming out of this?
What?
Out of this murky water?
See him coming out of it, it's going to be extremely difficult. Simply because, one, look at all the allegations.
Okay.
She was, let's begin with the latest one.
Okay.
He was asked to represent the 2025 appropriation bill.
Yes.
This is not a banana republic. What is the percentage of 4 lawmakers out of 31? How will you now say 31, I mean 4 people makes a house? Though there is that notion that 27 of the lawmakers are defected. But election ought to have been conducted for their replacement. But the case is in court. Once the case is in court, we should have allowed them to perform their legislative duties until the case is settled out of court. You neglected them, thinking that thinking that court will give you the leeway to continue. As far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't have even neglected them. It should have even been, be paying their constituency allowance and their salaries. It's not his money now, it's state's money. But it's because of the hatred they have for one another. If not because of that, as far as I'm concerned, he should have even allowed them to keep on sitting. Though, if he had allowed them, if he does things according to constitution, you want me to make appointment, look for people of integrity, send them before the state house of assembly, the appropriation bill. You know, he who lives in a glass house should not throw stone. Once you know that you are going to meet your enemies, you should have done your homework perfectly. You want to spend 10 billion, 1 billion naira here, 500 million naira there, 1.5 billion naira here, to serve the appropriate things you want to do. People will know, what will you say this man has done to merit the conduct or impeachment things. People will have sympathy for him because he followed due process. But in this situation, due process was not followed. How will you be spending money without recourse to the State House of Assembly? How will you put people in position of authority without approval from the house. These are some of the things he has done that made them to serve him conduct of notice of conduct, notice of misconduct.
Yes.
So if it comes out, fine, but seeing him coming out, only God.
Okay, let's move away from that matter, that is Rivers issue.
Rivers
Yes,
House of Assembly
yes,
issue.
let us move, because we still have more updates concerning that. And now let's move on to a particular core member serving in Lagos that went on TikTok to
express
herself.
Displeasure.
Yes, her displeasure concerning the current situation in the country. So this lady went on TikTok to relieve herself of some pains that
relieve herself
yes,
of some pains.
Yes, I think that should be that is what she wanted. And what do you think about that? Because the NYSC is now coming into the issue. What do you think?
What? They are only trying to make mountains out of a molehill. The only thing they could do is for him, for her, to repeat her service. But she has not done something extraordinarily bad. But what she has done in some aspects is not good enough.
Okay.
NYSC is your employer. It means that kind of a person, if he has she's gainfully employed, she can reveal the secret of government, which is a misconduct as a civil servant. So, but as far as she is concerned, she was employed by NYSC. Ordinarily, she shouldn't have done that. But mind you, do you want to tell me that there is no hardship in the country? Do you want to tell me that?
Yeah, but
look, every successive government, as soon as minimum wage, like myself.
Okay.
Like myself, when I was about to go to service, it was around 350 naira. That was around 2007, 2007, yes,
no,
2007. 1997. 1997. So, my salary then was 300 naira, and I was deployed posted to Delta State. How much was transportation then? But later, there was a kind of review of minimum wage. As soon as the minimum wage was increased, I think around 1,002 or 1,004. Okay. Our salary too was increased to 1,002. Yes, 1,002.
Yes, minimum. Now.
So our salary, we were given minimum wage of 1,200 naira then, and the government implemented it immediately. In fact, my set was a beneficiary of 1,000 naira plus as a core member. Though I went into service with 350 naira on my letter. So joyfully we were paid. Successive government came, I think it was increased to probably 7,500. 7,500. It was implemented for them. This government came, promised them that they will be given 77,000.
Even there was 18,000. Then apart from 18,000, 30,000. So we had so many. It kept going on like that.
It kept on going on as soon as the minimum wage was reviewed. So this government came, introduced a new minimum wage, though nobody knows how it's been implemented according to, in each state. But we thank God for our own governor here, who out of his magnanimity,
Yes.
implemented the new minimum wage to our satisfaction.
Exactly.
So we have to give kudos to him. But the president promised them 77,000 naira minimum wage. Like my own son,
Who is currently serving?
who is currently serving, who is supposed to be a beneficiary of that amount. He wants to move from home down to Cross River State. We paid 43,000 naira,
which is not
on
even
transport. Is it enough for him?
No.
Even payment on transport is not even the end thing.
It doesn't commensurate with it.
Then you, apart from commensurate,
That one is even far.
That one is even far. We need to pray for his safety.
Exactly.
Where he's going to live. How accommodating are the people around that place? So those are the kind of things that happen to these people.
The environment matters.
The environment matters. You post them to a very far place. No arrangement for vehicles to take them there at the expense of parents. Parents struggled to train them in schools. Parents struggled to give. Now they have finished. If it is not a mandatory kind of thing, like myself, I wouldn't. Even the boy does not even want to go. I say, you can't do without going. I said, that place is too far. He said he wanted to wait for an hour. No, don't do that too. We have been struggling for you to go to school. Let us even struggle for you to have the certificate.
Exactly.
What matters is the certificate. So if the coppers are passing through harrowing experience in their different places of assignment, in their different places where they are deployed to, you give them a core member 33,000 service. How you look at the transport? Okay, is 33,000 naira enough for somebody who is posted, who is living in Lagos, and you now ask him to go and serve in
Adamawa?
Adamawa is even very close. In Maiduguri. Look, I'm telling you my own experience. You want to give somebody, you want even the 43,000 we paid on transport was for him from that location to the state headquarters. He will still have to pay another 7,000 naira from the state headquarters to his location.
Yes.
Even when he gets to the location, he will still have to take a bike to his place of primary assignment. So, are you telling me the 3,000 is enough for them to survive? It is not. The lady is expressing the frustration she is passing through. I can't blame her. If NYC takes any decision, they will only promote the lady the more. People will even just I think I read this morning that human rights activists, Shure, and some lawyers, have accompanied. They have accompanied her to NYC local government headquarters. Why are they threatening her? Is the country who is satisfied with the condition of living in this country? They are only trying to whip us unnecessary sentiments. So they only want people to assist the girl the more. So there's no. I don't see any big deal in that kind of a thing, except it is not a proper employment. If it had been a proper employment now, you were given an employment. If you are not satisfied with the condition, you shouldn't have even taken it in the first place. But this one is a mandatory 1 year service, and if you say something is mandatory, it is a compulsory thing to do. You have to do something that will make life comfortable for that person you are making things compulsory for. Just leave them to their own fate, to go to places they are not used to without resources that will be enough for them. The federal government said the payment will start from July last year. Doesn't start.
Up till now.
They said it will start from February. They have not seen anything.
Yes.
Up till now. It's 33,000 enough for
for adults.
For even for a lady, for that matter.
A lady. Hey, if
even if it's a boy, or let's say
you would
man,
have
managed. Look, several things made people to do what they are not expected to do.
Unthinkable.
Something unthinkable. People say an idle hand is a devil's workshop. Somebody who doesn't have enough to live on, you ask him to go to that place where it is difficult to get help. You have put him in unnecessary danger.
Okay.
He will have to survive by all means.
Of course.
If it requires stealing his employer's money to survive, how do you explain that?
Yes,
So
I think
if you want to, just as it is made compulsory, you have to do something that will make them a little bit comfortable.
Okay.
So
okay.
I just want to, my own is just to urge the federal government to take it as what it is. The head, just like Barista's that song, that is a dustbin, is this, is that. You throw everything on him. So that is the way, that is the same thing with our leaders. This one will talk, this one will talk. We know what our leaders are passing through. We know the problem with the president too. But they just have to do something that will make life comfortable for our core members.
Okay. Yes. This, just like Sunday said, he says that the federal government should make life more comfortable for the Nigerian youths and core members, and I'm afraid this will be the convenient point I will be calling it a day on today's edition of In the Newsroom. You join my colleague tomorrow for another edition of the program, as we'll be bringing you updates on issues concerning Nigeria and beyond. Good afternoon.